Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Wednesday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 17 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 68 degrees with a high of 77 and a low of 55. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I show you what I'm doing, I demonstrate how I'm doing it, and then I explain why behind the method. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. So I've got a lot planned tonight for you. I hope you're having a good evening. The first thing I'm going to be working on, of course, is the buddy color. We've got 2 images that we're doing. This is almost done. Last night we did a wallpaper, showed you how to do that, and I showed you how to add the decoration behind this light and lighten it to make it look good. Then we've got our Symphony of Cute Animals, which was purchased by Angie for the group. We are working on the giant Easter egg. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And I showed you how to texture the egg to make it look really neat. And the first thing I'm going to do before I do all that is I'm going to do a walkthrough of my newest book, Puppet People Jubilee. Cute little book. Just got it in today. I think you'll like it. All right. Let's see who's popped in so far. Hello, Mamie. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Angie. Sandy, hello. Oh, Sherry, just looking at the cover made you laugh. Yeah, it's a cutie. All right. So let me break the spine. Now, while I'm doing that, tell me how your day is today, win, lose, or draw. I'm going to say win, because we got the book in. Mamie, draw. Grace, draw. Hello, Grace. Tam Tam. Angie said, when and working on a 55-page chapter in my coding book, did 40 pages of notes. There you go. Sandy, win, got a lot of yard work done. Excellent. Anybody else? Win, lose, or draw? Angie, you're taking the exam in October. All right. Sherry, draw. Oh, Tam Tam, you think you sprained your left foot today? Ugh. Not fun. Okay, so basically everybody's doing pretty well. So Tammy, should we start calling you Gimpy? All right, so let me do this flip through and then we can get to the good stuff. So let me show you the back first, so I'll give you an idea. Hello, Bonnie. Oh, you had a win today. Your set of Lyras came in. Excellent. So this will give you an idea here of what's in the book. And let me get started on the flip through. Okay. So let me pull out. And let's start going through this puppy. Hi, Sarah. All right, check it out. So the whole idea of the book, of course, is puppets. Now, when you get these puppets here, except for the ones that are like this one for the Irish, you probably basically want to do an orangey yellow. But look at the coloring guide on the back of the book, and I think I already have this uploaded into the group coloring guide for us on Facebook. Sandy says, reminds me of Bert and Ernie and Elmo. So see what you think of this. All of them are cuties. And when you see something like this, you should already have some ideas on how you would color it. Hello, Julie. Oh, Mamie, thank you for the link to the coloring guide. That's perfect. Look at this little cutie. Elegant. I think these are all pretty adorable. I love this little girl in her jean jacket. So guys, what do you think? And remember, in this group, if you don't like something, you just say, hey, not my cup of tea. Hello, Janie. Sandy says cute, funny, and different. Now, you could really have some fun with these images. Julie says, not my cup of tea. I'm not a puppet fan. Okay. Mamie says, not my cup of tea. All right. And of course, you know that a gnome would sneak in there. Oh, gonna sneeze. Hold on. me. Ooh. Okay, Sarah, not your cup of tea? Now, the next buddy color will be out of the embossed egg book. Here's this handsome fella. And you guys know I like to put something joyful in my books. Here's a cutie at a picnic. Yeah, one of these days I will pull up pictures from my older books and do a variety. Here's this cute fellow holding a balloon. Hold on, guys, need to use a tissue. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Okay. Here's an evil queen. I think what I like about this book is it just makes me smile. Now, this is the cover picture. And of course, this is where we have the orangey yellow face. And that's what designates that we have a puppy. Puppy. Puppet. Another little sailor boy. Now, I don't think I did him, let's see. Please tell me I didn't do 2 here. Sometimes I accidentally repeat a page. You can use it as a practice page. Although I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, those 2 are different. Here's our hobo playing a violin. And this one is just a young man. Cute little girl holding a flower. This could almost be a Mother's Day. Oh, Grace, yes, you would still need to practice your skin tones, just in different colors. Isn't that adorable with the cute little sailor suit? Now check out this young lady with our butterfly. And I think this cheerleader looks pretty cute. And then we have a puppet girl with a puppet kitty. Tammy says we need a volume 2 of combo word search. And then we have our boyfriend and girlfriend, because you guys know that I always like to give you guys a free bonus page. All right. And of course, you know that I'm always going to thank you for your purchase. So here's the back of the book, and the coloring guide is there for you, and you can get an idea. Love this one with the butterfly. Okay. Let's get back to our little baby peeps here. We've got just a little more to do. Let me grab some water. Let me grab my paper towel. And let's get coloring. Now, who else of you added the pattern on the back of your piece? Sarah, thank you. And guys, please hit that like button. You know that we need to promote the group as a place to come for coloring and comfort. Plus, you've got an over-the-top hostess. Okay. So this is the one, let's see, Bonnie's coloring along, Janie, Julie. I think we're getting a good do on this one. All right, now I've just got the candles here and the little pot this candle is in. Now we've actually got two pots here. This candle is sitting in one, and this smaller candle is sitting in another. So I'm going to start with this first one here, and I'm going to work it in browns, light browns. So I've got a, let's see, a dark and a medium. And we'll get a nice light here. Let me put these in order for you. So this is our dark. This is our medium. And this is our light. I'll pull in a little closer just so that you have a nice clear view of this. Okay. So let's start with our dark color. Let me pull out a little bit so you can get your bearings. Now, be sure that you don't color over those feathers here of our baby chicks. By the way, did that help everybody when I went through on how to play back this broadcast at a higher speed? Anybody experiment with it? Grace, you did. Did it help you? I actually have gone as high as the 2.0 setting. So, Grace, was that a good thing for you that it was faster? Okay, so there's our dark. Here's our medium. And then up at the top here, we're going to go light. And then back with our dark. And then of course we'll blend those colors where they merge together. Okay, here's our, I'm going to use medium up here. But I am going to go back and put a little dark in here because that'll change the color. And then I'm going to take a white pencil You know I like the Prisma. You know I'm going to complain about the point breaking all the time. And I'm going to add that rim. And of course, there goes my point again. Excuse me. Payne's Gray underneath the lip of our container, and then we're going to blend that out. Somebody tell me what that term means when I say blend it out. And then I'm going to come down with my Payne's Gray, and I'm going to add a little bit down here because I want to show a little wear and tear on this pottery. Isn't that cool looking? Guys, what does that mean when I say blend it out? Somebody tell me. Remember, guys, we have all sorts of people watching this broadcast, and they may not be familiar with that term. finger blend. Just a little bit and in one direction. Okay, then I'm going to go up on the inside here of the pottery. So Julie is saying that when I'm talking about blending out a color, this is my dark, by the way. That relates to one color seamlessly blending into the other. Mamie says blends out any harsh lines between. Okay. Okay. You're close, but not quite. When I talk about blending out a color, that means that we're starting dark under this edge, for example. And then we carry that color outward, lighter and lighter, until it disappears, which is your blending, into another color. So in this case, because I am creating a worn look on this plant pot, we need to have it darker underneath and then getting lighter and lighter as it progresses outward. What I am not doing is having the dark underneath, having the brown here, and then having those two colors merge near the top. There's a subtle difference going on here. Okay, medium. A little bit of shading on the inside here with our Payne's Gray. Blending out is the, let me think of a way to really explain this. A proper blend is when one color disappears into the next, but a blending out is when you're extending a color out onto an area and then it eventually turns into that second color. Okay, I'm going to go back with my white. Now, my second pot, which is behind this one, are in shades of blue. So I'm going to come in with a light, medium, and dark blue. But all three colors are in the medium range. So if I put them in order for you, here is my dark. Nope, that's my medium, excuse me. There's my dark. Here's my medium. Here's my light. Okay. So I'm going to start with my light just to define the sedge. I'm going to come in then with my dark. And then my medium. Blending, 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 rawhide. Now I'm going to come back with a different white, something that's not a Prisma. This white will be a little bit darker, not darker, the pencil won't be as soft. And yes, I'm putting my white on top of my light blue. Okay. Now I'm going to grab a light, medium, and dark purple because we need to get these 2 eggs up here. And another way to do this, I'm going to switch over actually to my water-based marker. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to use my Prismacolor white very, very lightly. Finger blend. And then I'm going to come in with a pinkish orange. That's my marker. And then I'm going to enhance that with a pencil orange. I'm going to let that dry a little longer because I don't want my pencil to accidentally chew through that egg. Okay, candle on the left. Light purple of my light, medium, and dark. Isn't that beautiful? And then my next purple. This is my dark purple. I'm getting it underneath the edges here. And then my medium purple. Okay, Angie, you've been up since 2:30 this morning. I'm going to bed. We'll watch replay. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty. No. Sleepy Angie. Try it again. Happy Angie, sleepy Angie, purr, purr, purr. Okay, medium purple. Back to my light purple just to catch this little piece here. All right. Oh man, that is so pretty. Okay. I'll pull out in a second so you can see the lay of the land. Gonna finger blend that just a little bit. We'll smooth that out. Hold on, I gotta look for something real quick. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Okay, last candle. And that's the one that's lit. Turquoise. Water-based marker. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to come in with pencil. Which is a lighter turquoise. I think I like that one better. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, definition of blending out. Blending out is when you carry your shadowing out further than you normally would. And shadowing is when you're creating a shadow underneath whatever you are coloring. And the distance of that shadow doesn't go out very far on the piece. Now, notice how I'm coloring over that edge of my water-based marker. And notice how that smoothly transitions from the one color to the next. Excuse my arm, got to come in with a little bit of a yellow here, a little more yellow. Okay, and then I'm going to come back with my light turquoise and we're going to go down the edge of that candle. Finger blend. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I have a little bit of a drip of a candle on this edge. I'm going to hit that up with my white. There you go. Now I'm happy. Now I'm going to go back up to this purple candle for a moment. Payne's Gray. Very, very lightly. We'll drop a little of that underneath these loops here. How pretty is that? Let me pull out. Okay, I'm going to add one more touch to this. We are 98% done. Guys, what do you think? If you followed me on this religiously, you've got a really great piece as well. Okay, so one more touch on this. I have a product called Gallery Glass, and the color that I've got is a window color, meaning that it's a way to create a stained glass look on stuff. In other words, it makes it shiny. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my gallery glass on the metal lantern. Anybody know why I'm doing that? Now, this stuff will dry clear. Now, let's see how steady I am in getting this handle. Oops. Well, hello. Why am I using gallery glass, guys? Julie says to give it a metal shine. Mamie says it'll have a shiny glass look to it. That's right, it's a metallic shine. All right, let's put another glop on here carefully. And I'm spreading the stuff on with a toothpick. Okay. Trust the process, guys. It looks weird now. But it all comes out in the end. What do we always say? It all comes out in the wash. Has anybody ever used gallery glass before? Hello, Bonnie. Yeah, you could use a fine tip brush. This stuff cleans up with water. Bonnie, take care. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy Bonnie, sleepy Bonnie, purr, purr, purr. Now, don't get yakking like I just did and leave your gallery glass sit for a long time without spreading it out. But then, of course, you're not hosting a YouTube channel. Okay, let's get this other side here. Okay, Janie, thank you. Sarah, you've used the gallery glass. Now, take your time when doing this. You've used the glass for eyes. Yeah, gallery glass for eyes is great. It's just subtle enough. It gives you a nice little shine. Okay, let's keep going. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when I do a coloring project for you, knowing that I'm going to add things like this gallery glass, I always color it keeping in mind that some people don't have this product, for example. So not only do I show you how to color it without the extra embellishment, but I also show you the embellishment. And if you think about it, when I did the basket, I colored all the straw in the original picture as though I were not going to put that basket grass on. So the point of all this and this statement is I don't want any complaints that people think that I'm only all about embellishments. Whenever you watch my broadcast, you will be able to complete the picture. Okay, let me show you how the very top of our lantern looks since most of that gallery glass has dried. See it? So we have a nice little sheen going on here. Now, don't let the gallery glass throw you. Like I said earlier, when it goes on this gooey white, it will dry clear. All right, let's go down a little bit lower here. Now, if you don't have gallery glass in your repertoire of craft supplies, what's another way that you could create this effect on your lantern? Janie, if I could reach through the screen, I'd give you a huge hug. Proud of you. And Grace said Mod Podge, which will work, but I want to show you something that you guys have normally. So I'm going to put my gallery glass away for the moment. And I'm going to pull out my Elmer's Washable No Run School Glue Gel. The company should pay me for the advertisement. Let me turn it this way so I don't get my hand in the stuff. Take your glue Yes, you can buy glossy Mod Podge. I've got two kinds. Let me show you. I've got gloss, which is shiny. Mod Podge is a water-based glue sealer and finish. And I've got satin. Tammy, there you go. Sarah, I don't understand your question. What is the other one what? Please be more specific. Okay. Now, when that dries, that'll be shiny. Yeah, I have satin, I have glossy, and then you can buy matte as well. But for what I was doing, I wanted satin and glossy. Now, make sure that when you put your glue down for the shiny stuff, that you don't put so much on there that it runs out over your other lines. You'll have to experiment with it. I am having way too much fun with this. Now, you're going to put this stuff on relatively thick because you want that shine. Okay, I've got two little areas here that I need to finish this up, and then we're good to go. Again, use your toothpick to make sure that this stuff doesn't run past the border that you want. Shove your glue over. Oh, Sarah, you were told not to use matte, but it came with a glossy. Okay. So, what project are you talking about? Who told you not to use matte? Okay, let me pull out. Now, you can see how this gallery glass has dried already at the top. It's still drying in the center. And then down here, I put the glue on. Questions, comments? Now, I'm feeling like I want to put a little more Kleenex in my nest. So I'm going to put a little piece there, and I'm going to shove it underneath the grass. I just feel that that needed that little extra tough. Oh, different group said that it would make your diamond painting look dull. Yeah, it will. If you use matte on your diamond painting, it's going to look dull. Guys, I'm calling this one done. What do you think? And what I want to know is what you think of the ideas that I presented to you on this piece. Okay, let me find my black Sharpie marker. I'm going to sign this thing. Okay, Julie. Now, I've been labeling the coloring pages. I hope you guys started that up as well. And I'm just going to call this nesting chicks. All right. Any questions? I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out well. Now, as you can see, this gallery glass has dried on the top knob here and this area with our stars. It's still drying in this area. And that Elmer's glue is going to take a while to dry. I mean, it dries pretty quick. But it's really been gobbed on there to create this effect. So overall, we've got a very colorful piece. The colors are subtle. Nothing's glaring out at you. You can see how I carried the purple up to the top. You can really see the shine on the lantern from my lighting. So my question to you here, is there anything on this project that would stop you from doing it? And if you have any questions about this or are hesitant with anything, check the video. Okay, calling this one done. So does that baby chick picture inspire you? Okay. Now, Angie gave us this book, Symphony of Cute Animals. I've been working it now. I'm coloring the oversized Easter egg. Last night I added some red to our little baby chick here. And this little guy is going to get a dark green beret. So we'll have a French baby chick and an American one. Now the gray is actually going to be, oh Julie, you got the book today. Oh Sarah, your husband's cousin's daughter just announced they're having a baby. Oh! The other has a daughter. Well, that's nice information. Okay, so we're going to do a combo of a gray, dark green. So I'm going to start out with a medium gray. Let me get in frame so you can see this. Haha, ILene, what a concept. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to take a dark green. Now, I'm going to use a water-based marker. And I'm going to color that marker on top of the pencil. Now, you have to be sure to just touch your marker with your finger, because as you're putting your marker on your wax colored pencils, it can create little pockets of excess coloring. So you've got to get rid of that. Now, some people have an absolute heart attack when you use marker over wax-based pencil because they claim it hurts the tip. Well, what I do is after I use the marker over pencil, I clean off that marker tip by scribbling with it on a piece of paper. And it cleans it off right away. Excuse me. Okay. Payne's Gray along the band. And around the outside. And then I'm going to bring that gray through the hat. And that's going to create little wrinkles in it. Isn't that cool? Now, if I can find it quickly, there we go. I'm also going to go back to my red hat and we're going to do the same thing. Check it out. Hi, Kathy. Okay, so now we've got some pretty interesting looking fluff bums here. Now, if that doesn't look cute, I don't know what does. Kathy, how's your day going today? Win, lose, or draw? Kathy, I did a flip through of my newest book. So if you want to see it, you'll have to rewatch the beginning of the broadcast. Kathy, you said draw. Kathy, how is John doing? How's John's back doing? Now, I'm going to take my white pencil. You can already see the highlight on this. And just bring in a little bit of that highlight. And we'll do a little bit on our green cap as well. Don't overdo it. Okay, let's start working with our fluff bums here. I'm going to use an X-Acto knife, and I'm going to etch in our feather lines. Now, don't be afraid to cut into your paper. He's having issues again. We have a follow-up appointment with a neurosurgeon a week from today. Oh. Oh, Kathy, keep us informed, will you? Kathy wanted to know if it cuts through to the next page, only if you push too hard. You don't have to cut deep to get the effect that you want. Now, to start this out, I'm going to take a yellow water-based marker. And I'm going to put my base color down. Now, you're not going to see the effects yet of the technique until I come in with my darker marker. And actually, instead of using a marker, I'm going to use a gold pencil, and I want you to notice that I'm coloring perpendicular to the lines that I just cut in. Everybody see that? Now you can also come in with a gold marker and that marker is seeping into the cut lines on the paper. Check it out. Okay, body. Let's start out with the wings. All right, come on, we'll find her. There we go. And I'm going to etch in my next set of lines. Hold on, let me find my pencils I was using. And then I'm going to come in with my gold marker. Now you can already see the lines here. And notice how that gold sinks into our little etch markings. Okay. Next area. We're going to etch parallel to the chest. Notice that I'm following the lines that the author has already put in. Now, one thing you do need to be careful of is that when you put in your marker on your page, because you've thinned the paper where you etched into it, you may get a little bit of bleed through. That's why it's a good idea that when you put your etch lines in, I'm going to come in with a yellow pencil. And I'm going to create a wax barrier. Any questions about adding this? Sorry, I was off camera a little bit. Any questions about how I'm applying this? Okay, now I'm going to come back with my gold water-based marker. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to pop over to this fluff bum since I've got my knife in my hand. And we'll go ahead and etch in our coloring lines. And this time I'm going to go right to the marker. And notice how our plain marker really picks up those lines. Now, I didn't have any of the marker come through on the other side of this page. So of the different methods that I showed you for doing this, I feel the best is going right to marker. I wouldn't even bother with the colored pencil. Hey, Tam Tam. Tam Tam saying hi to Maggie. Hello, Maggie. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to one and all. Okay, right to my marker. Now, be sure to get your area here in between the bows. None of it's come through on the other side. In other words, you don't want to soak your marker into the paper. You want to do this very lightly and relatively quickly. Let me pull out. Any questions? Okay. Now I've got an orange, again, water-based marker. You cannot use alcohol because we've got images on both sides of the page. And then I'm going to come in with a slightly darker orange pencil. And we'll go ahead and start putting on our detailing. Ooh, I forgot a footy. Okay, other footies. Now if you want, you can go with a lighter orange. And I'll let that dry a second. And then we'll come in with, this is a golden orange by Color, by the way. Sometimes I do mention pencils. Check it out. Now, we're back to that discussion about trusting the process. And that means you might not be 100% sure about how something is looking, but you've got to have that faith that it's going to work out well. Let's go ahead and start up on this scarf. I'm going to use a turquoise color. Take your time. Get your color blended in. Okay. Now, I've got a really cool turquoise water-based marker. Again, just press your finger, get rid of any little puddle that's on there. Look how cool that looks. Now, this is where you can come in with a turquoise pencil. Let me find the color that I want. My pencils keep hiding on me. Yeah. Oh, let's see where my pencils go. Oh, there we go. ILene must be in a good mood. She's singing again. Now, notice that I'm working my darker colors where the material gathers. And then I'm going to use a little bit of that darker pencil along my edges here. And a little bit on top. I am barely touching that paper. And what you want to do is you want to blend in where you created the creases of your material. And notice how I'm making a little U underneath here. And look how cool this overall cape now is looking. Let me get to the edge here. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to take my orange water-based marker and notice that with different passes it gets a little bit darker each time. You're building that color. Now notice that instead of rubbing this marker on here, I'm dabbing it on. Okay, now we've got a collar on this second baby chick. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to make it blue. Now this is where you want to make sure that you have a true blue so that your blue doesn't look like your turquoise. So sort through your pencils and look for what I call an authentic blue. Anybody else overloaded in blues with their pencils? Here's a light, medium, and dark blue. Let me zoom in so you can see which ones I've chosen. Okay. Janie, you're overloaded in blues. Kathy, yeah, blues and greens. And of course, everybody is short of decent reds. Dear pencil companies, give us decent reds. Okay. So I'm going to come in with my dark blue. Be careful that you don't wipe out your little rough parts of your chick feathers. There's my dark blue. Here's our medium blue that I'm back blending into my dark blue. And then my lightest blue. Isn't that pretty? All right. Dark blue. Medium blue. Light blue. Now, I'm going to put, let's see. We've got this little area right here, teeny tiny. Dark blue at the tops and bottoms. And I'm going to go with my lightest blue because the area is so small and I don't want it to disappear. Okay, dark blue inside of the bow. Then our medium blue at the ends. And then our light blue. everybody see why I changed that up? Okay, dark blue at the end. And I'm going to go to light blue again because we're in a relatively small area. Oh man, this is ridiculously cute. Okay, let me pull out. But before I do that, I've got to fill in with a little bit of yellow. Sometimes I don't get right to my edges when I color something. Okay. Let me pull out on our baby chicks here. Okay, Tammy, I'm on for about another 5 more minutes. Now, good night, Tammy. Good night, Tammy. Good night, Tammy. So glad you made it here tonight. Okay, pink water-based marker. Now, if the tip of your marker has gotten mushy, which mine has, take your scissors and cut it. Just reshape that point. Now, you know that I'm up to something with these flowers since I'm outlining them in pink, right? Now, if you want to wait until tomorrow to see what I do with this, that's fine. Otherwise, take a few minutes to outline your flowers in pink. So let's see here. Okay. Then I'm going to pop up to the top because we want that continuity. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, how pretty is that? Now I've got one more here up at the top. We are in good shape. Now take a look at this piece with these pink flowers outlined. Now I have a few more down here, but I'm running out of time. I'm just going to pink up one of them to remind me. Okay. All right, guys. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. We got our fluff bums worked on with etching using an X-Acto knife. I showed you how to shade and shadow the hats to give them dimension. The berets. We've had a busy night. And then I finished Easter Parade Jubilee. Calling this one done. And I'm very happy with it. And I showed you how to use our gallery glass or to use the Elmer's glue gel to make the metal look shiny. How many of you would have thought to go through and make our metal shiny? Check out how cool that looks. And again, if you don't have that gallery glass, I showed you an alternative by using the Elmer's glue. And then the very first thing I did tonight was go through my newest release, Puppet People Jubilee, 50 images. The trick is to give your puppets a nice orange tinge. And the book has various images of our little puppets. So if you came in late tonight, you can check that out. Go back at the beginning of the broadcast. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. Have a great rest of the evening. Thank you for all your likes. That's appreciated. Please share this broadcast so other people can find us. Love on each other, that's what we're known for. And I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Mamie, thanks for your help. I hope you guys learned something and had fun. You just never know what I'm going to do. All right, guys. Till tomorrow night, then. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye.